Let's take the discussion forward with Mukund Kabra, Whole-Time Director at Advanced Enzymes. Mr. Kabra, thank you very much for joining us. I want to understand that your numbers this time around, the growth was mainly driven by human nutrition segment, but the animal nutrition segment was a little subdued. Talk to us about it, and also how does the business look in general? Are you looking at kind of a softish business environment right now, or some triggers which lie ahead?
So, yes, you're right. Like this quarter, like we see a good growth in the nutraceutical, human nutraceutical, and particularly the pharma business. We do have a good growth in the bioprocessing as well this quarter. But you shouldn't like judge us on the quarter-on-quarter basis. Animal feed, generally, like the first two quarters are always slower. But we expect a good growth at the end of this year. Overall, if you ask me, the human nutraceutical business is little slowish, and it will remain slow for the next couple of quarters, at least 1 or 2 quarters. That's what we can see. But overall, we see a good growth, good traction in all the other segments.
Right, Mr. Kabra, this is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. I want to also understand just in terms of the global demand that you're seeing overseas market as well. Right, revenue growth this time was 34% here, but overseas market, that was just 11%. So any sort of a bit of a slowdown that you're seeing in terms of demand trends coming in from the global side?
We don't see that way, but as I said, like we can't see it on a quarter-on-quarter basis, right? So overall, if you really look at it, we expect a good growth in the export market. And as I said, the slowishness is there, and probably it will continue for another 1 or 2 quarters in the US market. Barring that, we expect a good growth in all the other segments, all the other export markets.
Beyond the quarterly kind of a run rate, Mr. Kabra, are you on track for over 200 crore EBITDA for the full year basis?
I won't be able to comment on the exact EBITDA, but I can say that like as the sale grows, the EBITDA margin has to improve. Some of the margins will improve as the US will also start contributing towards the growth. But overall, I can say that we are on the target, whatever we decided in the whatever the projections and the forecast we are given in the beginning of the year.
Okay. Right. Also just, want to understand one more thing is just in terms of your guidance, 15% revenue growth in the normal environment is likely. And what is it that you're giving for FY24? Could we expect a similar level to expected for the guidance, or should we expect a revision upward or downward revision then?
So we expect like for the 24 should be between the similar level, 1 or 2% plus minus from the what you have already mentioned. But we expect like it should be between 12 to 15, somewhere around that for this year.
Right. Right, Mr. Kabra, thank you so much for joining in with us on ET Now, giving us your time as always on ET Now. It's a pleasure having you on the show.